Okay, today we're going to do a quick review on solving two-step equations to help you get ready for your retest. So, there are really two main steps, but we also have the distributive property sometimes. So we need to undo the distributive property first, and then our two main steps are we undo addition or subtraction first, and then multiplication or division. So let's get started with number one. I like to draw a line down the middle so I can see my two sides, find my variable, and figure out what it's attached to. It's attached to a minus 10 and a times negative 3. No sign means times. So the first step is to distribute without parentheses. We don't need to do this step. So then we go to step 2. We undo addition or subtraction. So we have to undo this minus 10 by adding 10 to both sides. That eliminates the minus 10 from this side, and I'm left with negative 3 times g equals 18. If you like to put that little dot in there to remind you what's going on, that's a great strategy, but you don't have to do it. Step 2 then is that we undo the multiplication or division. So I'm going to undo a times negative 3 by dividing by negative 3. It makes that a 1, and 1 times g is just g. But if I divide one side of a balanced equation by negative 3, I have to divide the other side by negative 3. And we end up with g equals negative 6. For your calculations, we'd like you to use your Desmos calculator to make sure that you are not making calculation errors. And what this means is if I were to plug a negative 6 back in here for g, negative 6 times negative 3 minus 10 should give me 8. All right, let's take a look at number 2. I'm going to draw my line down the middle, and I'm going to find my variable here. It's got a 1 in front of it, and I notice that it's inside of a parentheses. So now we do need to start with our first step, which is the distributive property. That is where we take the outside number and we multiply it by everything inside. We're multiplying 7 times 1x and 7 times a plus 2. So 7 times 1x is 7x. 7 times plus 2 is a plus 14. And then this side stays the same because it's not connected to the parentheses. And now I try and find my variable again. It's here. It's attached to two things, a plus 14 and a times 7. So my first step is to undo addition or subtraction. And the way I undo a plus 14 is by doing the opposite, minus 14. If I minus 14 on one side, I have to minus 14 on the other side. So I'm left with 7 times x equals negative 21. And again, you want to use your Desmos calculator to prevent any calculation errors. So our final step is to undo the multiplication or division. So I am going to undo a times 7 by doing the opposite, which is divide by 7. And if I divide one side by 7, I have to divide the other side by 7. And my final answer is x equals negative 3. So again, if I were to substitute a negative 3 in here for x, this side would equal negative 7. So now that you reviewed solving two-step equations, we'd like you to do the practice, check your answers, and then work on your retake.